I got to get ready to
All
shut the
righty.
YouTube off.
We're live, and I cut my browser so it wouldn't be echoing. I just slid in here, slid in the door at 6 o'clock, said hi to Buck, and then went live. Who all's in here? Dean Stevenson. My goodness, he's been in here for 19 minutes hanging out. Greg McDonald says you can have windows open in Michigan or not freeze. Well, that's excellent. I was working on the mower today. Greg McDonald said the mud's finally drying up. We've had, this is the best winter I can remember in my life. Hey, look at that. Buck does it's in the chat. Yeah. How about that? Indirect Connection Jason, Spencer's Food Reviews, Skip's Dark Hollow Garage. I like how he puts Dark Hollow Garage in quotes like it's ominous. The One-Eyed Cat, Wendy English, says Dawn's awake. Buff's Garage is here. Bad Attitude C10 and Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. Well, how's it going, Bad Attitude C10, Blake? Yeah, Junkyard D. Oh, lively crowd going in here today. Auto Salvage Outlaws. John Cope is in here. $20, I'll be late. I was here on time. I was talking to Buck a minute before I hit the live. So you said $20 says. Cope, does that mean you're sending $20 to everybody in the chat if you think I wasn't here? Yeah, this was a few minutes ago. Yeah, see, they were anxious. Colleen is here. Glad you're here. Turbo Tom. Hey, Turbo Tom. Did we get the clearance on the Model T?
Just about.
Inquiring minds want to know.
And a truck and trailer.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're going to drive the Model T, you might want to leave this week.
Yeah.
Andrew Nelson, how's it going? Oh, the whole Nivlac crew is here, wrenching on a Studebaker.
Yeah.
Cool, man. 6% recycled. Let's see here. Just scanning down. Try not to miss anybody. Dean Stevenson is here. Dean Stevenson is just about as omnipresent as Unfinished Project. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
He's somewhere. Mr. Polo C4. Look at that. Slant Daily. You taking a break from working on the Cookie Monster and hanging with family to come hang out? Glad to see you. White Trash Motorsports Sam, what's up? You are. Mohawk 62 Arrowhead Garage. I don't believe I've seen that before.
Yeah, he's been hanging around for a while now.
I have not seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. Cope says happy Easter. Cool. Glad to have all you guys. Well, as you know, we like to set aside, and then here comes Lunar sneaking in 162 Customizing. As you know, we like to set aside a Sunday afternoon a month as we head up toward the No Name Nationals as a content creator workshop time. And while we don't have any specific agenda, what we want to do is help any of you guys who need some help with your channel to get your 500 subscribers required to participate in the No Name Nationals. And I'll say it, even though this is not ideal, if you do not make your 500 subs, your registration still includes your spectator ticket for yourself. So even though you cannot race and you cannot participate in the burnout competition, you still have a ticket to get in for yourself because the registration includes you and your car. But you can still come out and do all the festivities. But let's just not even talk about the B plan. It's April and everybody has time to make it. Let's talk about the A plan, right? So this year I'm mixing it up a little bit because we have alumni from the first annual, the inaugural No Name Nationals. So last month we had Barrows on. We got Buck on. You never know who the guest might be for May. But just trying to get some of these guys who put it into practice and made it. And these guys know how it's done. They all started with fewer than 100 subs. They all made it with air to spare. And these guys know what they're talking about. They put their money where their mouth is. They got their subscribers, and they absolutely did and exceeded what you guys aspire to do. So they know what they're talking about. I'm just the host, but I may have like 2 or 3 things figured out, and I'm probably wrong about a lot of stuff too. But that's why I have guests on like Buck. But we're just here to help you guys. Pure Pontiac Garage has an interesting story because he said, man, it's a long way to 500. And then he made some good shorts that hit and everything. And he got on the other side of 500 really fast. So that was an interesting one.
Yeah.
But we also got some guys who just made it, like the One-Eyed Cat and 6% Recycled. Those guys have already cleared their 500 goal with 165 days to spare.
Tony's Hot Rod was in between them guys.
Yes. But we're flexible. If you have any topics to talk about, that's fine. Feel free to ask any questions. If it's something we don't know, we know people who probably do know, and we'll ask and we'll find out.
Right.
But I guarantee you that there's probably stuff we know that will help you if you need help getting subs.
We don't know, we'll find out and let you know.
That's right. It would be awful to actually know everything. I mean, what's the fun then, right? Like, there's no more quest, right?
I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I knew everything.
Yeah, I know. Arrowhead switched computers, Mohawk. So there's some of you guys that I'm seeing are not making a lot of movement in subscribers. Again, there's plenty of time. Everybody can make it. There are people who are moving along really good. And, I'll just pick some examples. Road Beer Garage, that guy's leapfrogging. Seems like almost every report or so, he's leapfrogged another person on his way. Road Beard is on the road. He is going to make it happen. He's just an example of such. But several of you guys are doing just great. And that first 100 subs is hard. And the more you get, the quicker they come, because you start putting branches on the tree of reach of your channel. Turbo Tom says, see Turbo Tom's come in. What do I have to do to make my cell phone work in Canada?
Oh, Joe.
So Buff's Garage is answered. Skip here. If you can answer that question, let us know. There's no rhyme or reason to the algorithm. There's rhyme and reason to it, but it doesn't have to be sensible. It doesn't have to be smart. It's just what somebody decided it would be. It's random and it's secret. All we can do is share things we have found out that it likes. It's like the credit score or the formula to Coca-Cola. It's that kind of thing. Pure Pontiac Garage says posting the short first thing in the morning worked for me. What do you say, you Buck? That does seem to be kind of a universal thing.
I try to post the same time every day, usually between 10 and 11. So they say to schedule them. You can schedule them at the same time every day. But some work really well and others don't. I don't know what it is. I mean, the ones I think are going to be the best short you ever saw, I get 50, 60 views. And another one that I don't do, I think it ain't going to do anything, it'll get 5,000. So I don't
check
really
this
know.
out, though. Let's say that 10% of your videos hit and do something, right? Fun fact, for every 10 videos you make, one of them's going to do something. Yeah. So maybe if 10% work and it takes you 5 months to make 10 videos, maybe that's why you haven't hit that 10% that take off.
Yeah, I think I just hit like 730 videos or something now.
Wow.
A lot of them are shorts. Yeah.
Wow, man. I have 200 some videos.
But I haven't stopped since I signed up for No Name Nationals. I've been putting at least a short out every day, and then I put long videos out too.
I don't remember how many subs you started with, but it was not a lot.
It was 24 on May 3rd.
24. So okay, it was something like that.
It's not even a year. And I just hit the 3,300 mark.
6% recycles have better luck posting shorts at 10 a.m. Well, one thing that we don't ever want to get lost in this, and this goes for everything with the Content Creator Workshop, when we talk about polishing things like, what time of day is best and this kind of thing, never let those small details stop you from just doing it. You are far better off to make a bad video, a video that isn't good, a video at the wrong. You're far better off do all of that than just stop yourself from making content because you don't think it'll deliver optimum results. The more you do, the more you will optimize your game.
Well, I was just talking about that last night. I don't know if every one of my videos are good or not. I think they're all good. Some are better than others, but the only way I find out is I post it. And if it does good, it does good. You can always take it back down.
Right.
Or you can take it back down. You can tweak it and put it back up.
As a new one.
Yeah.
So Indirect Connection, he says something here that I got to put an addendum on. His worst short is his oil change. His best is showing how slow his satellite was at No Name Nationals. But he starred in a short for Indirect. He starred in a short for Rabid Transit Garage that got over 2 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody was talking about that one. Like it was like a sketchy front end repair or something to do with ball joints or something. And also another thing I'll just throw out too, the shorts thing, we mentioned that. A lot of people mention it. Shorts do get people to click subscribe because they have no requirement to watch. You just scroll through your phone. They make it really easy to get people to hit the subscribe button. But you want to build a following and build an audience, you really need to continue with a long format that people can follow and invest in the content creator.
Yeah, you need a library of long videos. So, because that's what's happening with me now is with the shorts, they come to my channel and then they start looking through my playlists and other videos. I got other videos just climbing all the time.
Arrowhead Garage, this is a great comment here. His best comment is, he says, my best video is on rebuilding a car battery. I didn't think it was a great video. I was so wrong. Let me tell you, people love stuff like that nobody does. Because a battery is something every car has, but very few people know anything actually about batteries themselves, like how they work or anything. So let's see. Jason feels sorry for the 2 million people that watched that short. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. But again, Jason, if you had to put odds on it, did you think that 2 million people would watch that? You never really know.
No, you don't know.
The thing about shorts, and I could be wrong, if I had to guess where shorts are going, I know people have short attention spans and they kind of zombie out with their phone and just do this. But I'll tell you, my suggestion page on YouTube for shorts is just a sea of clickbait junk. And it is getting harder and harder to get a short that stands out for that reason. It's just suggestive stuff. It's a lot of it's just junk out there. So your shorts are competing with some really low quality stuff out there. So I wouldn't recommend building a channel on it. And the notable exception is the Dudes with Wrenches, because what he did is he just took the short format and he made as high a quality foundation of that as you possibly can with good info and did a real good job with that. But that's not what most people are doing with shorts. So he is definitely the exception and not the rule.
Right, and everybody's channel is different. So you gotta. I always think about Junk Car Willie when he says, just keep being you.
Man, that guy's so successful. He's a warrior.
Yeah, just keep being you. Be yourself. Don't try to be anything you're not, and make videos. Barrows always said, I remember that from way back. He said, you might as well record it because you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
well, do remember if it's terminally bad and you don't want it out there, you don't have to post it. But you can't get. You know what? I messed up today. I made a tactical error today. So I got this Cub Cadet that my neighbor just got rid of, lived a couple doors down, It's just the PTO quit working on it. It wasn't but 5 seasons old. He just got rid of it, right? Literally left a key in it, had a sign on it, and the sign just said free. PTO doesn't work. I thought, well, shoot. I jumped in that thing, fired it up, drove it back. PTO didn't work. I took the deck off of it. All that was wrong with it is nobody had ever lubricated the deck. And as soon with 1 squirt of WD-40 and 2 taps with a light hammer, freed it right up. Deck works just fine now. That was all that was wrong with it. Okay, awesome. Got a free mower. But while I'm at it, I want to do a deck service. I go to take the blades off the spindles, and man, they were rusted on there. I actually wound up breaking the drive on the socket.
Wow.
Which is my fault. I was lazy about it. And I used an extension and snapped it. But see, I should have been filming that. I should have been filming, because if I was filming it, then what I could have done is looked back at how it broke, how it was my stupid fault. I could have said something like how not to use an impact wrench, or how should I use this impact wrench, and make a question. That would have been a short, would have gotten a lot of views. I didn't film it. I should have. That was a mistake. If I didn't want to put it up after the fact, I didn't have to.
Yeah, now it's too late.
That's right. I can't go back and unfilm it.
Right.
Now I got something I can take back to, Lowe's or wherever, but
Right.
yeah, I can't.
So did you get them all out?
No. I sprayed it with oil. I'm going to heat it. They'll come off.
Yeah.
But what was my mistake? This is not impact. You can tell, right?
Yeah.
It is Craftsman. That's the important part. But it's, I should have filmed it. I certainly don't have a problem making fun of myself. I just, I can't go back and film what already happened. So film all your goofy little misadventures. You never know what'll hit. I had a short do really well where I had a dead battery, left my lights on. I have an extra loose battery I use for jump starting because my driveway is not conducive to moving vehicles around. So I just took my loose battery out, stuck my jumper cables on it. I didn't have that battery up either. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, forget this. I stuck my little charger on it and just let it charge. And I thought about it when I came back out. I said, man, this is goofy looking. I got a battery charger hooked to a battery and jumper cables hooked to the other battery. So I took a short of it. Got a lot of views.
Yeah.
Have nothing invested in making that. So sometimes you guys can get lucky with stuff like that. Yeah, Arrowhead Garage is talking about the need to kind of keep them in a queue. That's something I've been suggesting to these guys. I suggested this to Dakota last night, and I would suggest it to all of you guys. Shoot 5 videos at a time, for example, right? Like, let's say you do some kind of process that has 5 steps. 6% recycled. That video is shot. It's already shot. I'm going to send it to you. Do something that says 5 steps, make 5 shorts out of the 5 steps, and schedule the videos to each drop 5 consecutive days. You'll get subs out of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea there, Scarlett, the 4-eyed Cuda. Make a little short, like a preview for your long video.
Yes. Junk Car Willie has been doing great with this. So he'll go out and he'll film a long format video, and then he makes a bunch of shorts, segments of it. And I noticed the podcasts and all do this too. If you look at your podcasts, they'll release the full length podcast, and then they make a bunch of short sections, not shorts like a short, but they'll use, say, a 2-minute clips, like several 2-minute clips and put out there. So you get both the views of the people who just want to see the topic and the people who want to see the entire guest.
Right.
You guys can do the same exact thing.
Right, and then you get a couple videos out of one.
Oh yeah. If I went back in history and did some of that stuff with mine, I'd probably get a lot of subs out of it. But I'm happy doing this with you guys more than that. So, Joe Royal Garage.
Yeah.
How's it going, Joe Royal? Is there anything we can do for you? He's one of those guys that's got good stuff, and he's kind of hiding in the weeds in a minute, but I'm telling you, he got it. Street Fox, there's a master of doing shorts. How many subs do you have now, Mike?
Man, he's way up there.
Oh, yeah.
I forget. I thought it was like 12,000 last time I saw.
Skip says Wendy English can't find you on a search. It was Colleen. I was sub 2. Well, Skip, if you do find Wendy, you'll have about 100% of this female audience. Yes, Arrowhead Garage. Yes. Buff is correct. Use your shorts to push your long. Yes, you can do that. A big thing that we've been talking about lately, this is just one of the very underused tool, is make the title of your video a question.
Yeah.
Make the title a question. Street Fox, 12,000 subscribers with 24 shorts. Oh, no, he's got way more than that.
Yeah.
Street Fox.
Joe Royal, congratulations. He just got hitched.
Oh, cool, man. Congratulations. Yep. Joey Royal Garage, when I did my little April Fool's prank on Dallas and Buck there, when I sent him the report, one of the many I mentioned a bunch of channels in passing because it was funny, but I said Joe Royal Garage and New Guys Guitar have formed a new channel called Royal Guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some fun with the weekly report that I send those guys.
You had me going there to like 3/4 of the way through, and I thought,
yeah, right.
One of the ones I said, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
I forget which one it was, but I thought he's messing with me with us.
Now I gotta say though, if Joe Royal Garage and New Guys Guitar did a channel together, it'd probably be great. I like both of those guys. It could be a neat channel. James and James, what's happening?
Hello, James and James.
Glad you're here. There's a channel to watch how they did it. Go back and look at their videos, and when they posted them, those guys in the span of 2 weeks got their 500 subscribers, and they did it all honestly, hard work, good content, hammering on it. They are a role model for how it can be done. The James and James Show. If you're not subscribed to them, if you're not familiar with their channel, go back and look at those guys. They were rock stars in 2022, showing how it's done.
Yeah, they were. I don't even think I got a chance to review them. They went up that
right. But the thing is they show you what can be done. No excuses, hard work, just got to hammering and did it. And everybody can do it.
They start hammering the content and just kept at it, and then boom, there they were.
Yep. Levi's Backyard Performance. Well, hello, Dylan Levi. People call him Dylan, and I'm like, Dylan, what?
Yeah. Thought his name was Levi.
Right. Well, it's like John Cope and I. We're both named John, and when we were born, John was the most common male name in the world. I always call him Cope because there's so many people I have known with the name John. It just you gotta differentiate somehow.
All right.
Mohawk, what have you got cooking and in the hopper? There's plenty of time, but I would love to see you guys make it sooner than later. Just if nothing else, take the monkey off your back sooner, and
get that.
We want to see everybody make it.
It's like a relief once you hit the 500. It's like, whew.
Last year there were 45 channels who made it to 500 subs. There were 20 who did not,
and a lot of those
most of those 20 could have.
A lot of the ones that did not didn't put videos out for months.
Yeah, that's the key. I will tell you, if you just made a graph of how often a channel released content, it would pretty much overlap the entire graph of who made it and who didn't. It almost always comes back to that. The name Buff is growing in popularity. You are correct. It is. Yeah, Levi worried endlessly about the 500 subs. It became a trademark.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
162
And
customizing. He's got a question here for Buck. Do you suggest more than one short per day?
well, I was putting stuff with Cletus had a challenge last year. He said 50 shorts in 50 days. He said shorts work. I said, well, I'll give it a shot. So I did a short a day. And then we reported back to him or something. I said, well, I got like 7 or 8 subscribers or something. He said, well, maybe you want to put more than one short out a day. And I'm like, I can do that. I never thought about that. So I was putting sometimes 2 and 3 out. And then they just start climbing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to use your own gauge there. And do you have enough to put out that many? You can put up to 100 out a day, I think it is.
Arrowhead Garage is naming his next 6 kids Buff. Arrowhead Garage, what did you name your first 6 kids? Was it all the same name? Was you? Are you like George Foreman? I think George Foreman has 5 sons and they're all named George.
That's wrong.
Colleen is cleaning valves. Well, I'll say this. So one thing I told Dakota of Dakota's time out thing, we'll grab this. Cope says, any use a short to announce an upcoming video. I know Buff does that a lot, actually.
Yeah, Barrows was doing that last year. I think I've tried it once.
See, and everybody has a format. You see, announce it. A lot of people do it to great success because I'm live every week. Usually, I'll just tell people something's coming, which is not as effective, but that's the lazy thing I do, I guess.
And I think I'm sure that the community page only goes out to your subscribers, whoever's notified, right? But that helps too.
Say hi to Rob's Rods and Streetcars. He slid in here, and Terry Groover was been here a minute.
Yep, he's on the lead lap there, Rob.
Well, one thing that I encouraged everybody to do last month, and I'll say it again this month, if for no other reason than to make sure that we put this out there. A thing that some people have a hard time doing is figuring out how to manage the time of a video. And they'll take a video that winds up being too long. Like one of the worst things that I'll see out there are 10-minute videos, that really are 2. It's a 2-minute video crammed into 10. What I would say is actually do a timer. Just practice this. Take a timer, put it on 2 minutes. Start with 1 minute. 1 minute timer, right? Like a stopwatch. And try to make the best video you can in 1 minute with the most info, speaking clearly, get your points in order and so forth. The best you can get into 1 minute. You'll be surprised how good that video is. And you'll say, wow, you know what? I said 85% of what I wanted to say in that 1 minute that I put in 10 in the last one. And when you get to where at the end of 1 minute, you're like, there just wasn't enough time. Once that happens once or twice, then you can go to a 2-minute video. 2 minutes is a long time to talk. It really is in a video. And you'll find that the content quality of your videos will go up. That will make you a better speaker.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of my videos end up on the floor is where I'm not saying anything.
Right.
Blake said it. He said it pretty good last year. He said, he says, cut out the dead air. He said, we don't want to see your feet while you're walking to the back of the car.
So what Buff says is right. And what I'm saying is actually the same concept, just in a different way. Rather than cutting out the dead air, don't give yourself time to create it.
Right.
So expand your time to fit your content instead of cutting your time down around all the dead stuff. It'll keep people's attention span up. And guess what you're doing when you do that? You're doing what our friend Dudes with Wrenches does, because he has a short amount of time, but he articulately all of his, I think, would be a good challenge. Yeah, my internet blinks, no big deal.
Yeah.
38 POS Racing says, I like to think I'm getting 15 or 20 minutes down to 10. Yeah. I would make that into multiple videos if you have more content for that. If you think about it, think about the TV shows, like kind of the thing of the past that YouTube is replacing. You'll have a hot rod TV show that will pull an engine from the junkyard, they'll rebuild it, and they'll dyno it in 22 minutes of TV.
Right.
So you got 8 minutes of commercials, plus you have all the commercials they build into the show. So they're actually doing it in 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, and they cover everything
You
too.
guys can do a lot. You guys can do a lot with 2 minutes. Ooh. Street Fox, no. People they should do their own stuff. Ugh.
I didn't even know.
No.
Think about any of that.
No, I was hoping nobody would even ask that, but I wondered if it would come up. No way. No, auto salvage. That's no. I don't know. I don't ever want to see that. Somebody buys a channel, they're disqualified. These are the kind of rules I don't want to have to put out there. I'm not doing it. And I never wanted it to go there, but I'm telling you, stealing content, buying channels, you are done. That insults everybody who does this the right way.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there working hard trying to.
That's right.
Get there.
That's right.
And there's a lot of you want to call it anguish or worrying about.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of stuff out there, but I mean, it absolutely does not meet what we need for this community. I mean, we've got Twisted Mopar Garage there. He's working on it. He has got 100 subs. He's earned them, and he is on the way up. He's earned the first 100. And yeah, Street Fox, I get it, but to come in here and ask, I mean, it puts the seed in their minds. That's what I don't want to ever have to kick anybody out for that. That's what I'm concerned that we'll have. I figured that one day we're going to start seeing that. But yeah. The magic of losing the shop while being supplied free parts. There are so many ways that you can win at this and get your subscribers and build a channel. There's so many good ways to do it that I don't want to see people trying to resort to that.
Well, for me, it was rewarding to put all that hard work in and get all the videos out there and just keep at it and at it. If it wasn't for the No Name Nationals, I would have never kicked myself in the butt to get moving. I would have just floated along.
Street Fox, I understand. I understand that. I'm just saying I don't want it to become a thing for the No Name 500. We all have things that will tie us up and life situations. I get that, and maybe you can't tend the garden of that channel right now. I understand that. I just know that. Now, I'm not saying you would, but I'm saying that there are people who would if there was a channel for sale for them. Yeah, see, Dennis said I worked hard for that 100 plus. It's tougher than what's being told. Yeah, that 100 plus, that first 100 is tough.
Yeah.
And see, I wouldn't do that, for Dennis. But see, for Street Fox goes out, he makes his own original content, shorts, different tracks. I like what he does.
Hey, Brian at Arrowhead, I didn't do any giveaways yet. Maybe someday I will. Some people do well with them. And my lives do well too. I don't really get any subscribers out of my lives, but I get a lot of watch hours.
No, Mike, you're great. That's the thing, though. See, Street Fox Mike there, because he is such a hard worker, and he didn't even think like that, because he's a go out and make it happen kind of guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But see, Mike, the other side of that is there's a lot of people out. See, you don't think of that because you're a hard working guy. You built your channel from scratch. I watched it in amazement. But there's other people out there who are always thinking of the shortcut. And that's the difference. So I totally get that. But No, man, I love what you do. You're a good model of how to do it. I want to see the people in here look at Street Fox 347 and say, okay, I see what I need to do. I need to go to my tracks and make my shorts and title them right, do what Mike did, and they can do it. So one thing that I'll just offer, and I'm sure I can't speak for Buck or Barrows or any of our alumni, but one thing that I'm sure we could do to help you, if you guys say, what kind of little plan can I do for the next month to get some subscribers? Like, what kind of schedule? How long a video? Can I get some help, some one-on-one help of a plan? For the next month. I'm telling you, if you want to get 100 or 200 subs in the next 30 days, we can help you with that. I appreciate you, Mike. I have met Street Fox 347 in person. Had lunch with him and Buck last year.
Yeah, I had lunch with him with two.
Street Fox is legit. He shows people how it's done.
Hell of a nice guy too.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy. Quiet, all business, gets it done. Has a fast Fox body. Yep. Looking forward to seeing him in Sykeston. Really hoping you're there.
Yeah. I wonder if it's still in primer.
It doesn't matter. It's fast.
Yeah,
it's a lot faster than the pretty ones.
Yeah, paint don't make it go fast.
Yeah, Doug Nardin just drives him crazy. The guys that take every shortcut in the book and some still manage not finishing. I don't know. Doug.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
You see all kinds. I mean, I don't know. I will say though that this community is fantastic, and these are the doers. And one thing that kind of is the people who should be here and asking questions and getting help with a battle plan for their channel, for the most part, are not the people in the chat. The people in the chat are kind of self-motivated, and that's why they're there. Auto Salvage, he had a lot more shorts than that. Mike, you've got way more shorts than that.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot more of them than that.
He put 24 out at one time. So the Rate My Chop challenge is doing well.
Yeah, and I've got one for that. I did one of a build I did for somebody else. I'm going to put up. I'll get that out sometime.
I even put my little 6-cylinder in there.
Yeah, there we go. Street Fox is saying, I make a lot of them private and delete them if they don't do well. But see, he runs it like a system to do well. So, yeah. But it took more than 24, but he keeps his stuff that's the perennials is ones that keep doing well. Keep coming up, keep getting numbers. Levi made his 500. He sure did.
Yeah, he was earlier on too.
New Guy's Garage is in here. How's it going, Dan?
Hello, Dan.
So, New Guy's Garage, you have 17,200 subs. If you were going to start over right now, what would you do different if you needed to get 500 subscribers between right now and September 21st? Think about that a minute. He's a good one to ask.
And Joe Royal has a question there. Or is it a question? Just a statement. I'm having problems deciding what a good video for me should look like. I kind of tried a couple things, but haven't found what I like yet.
Wait a minute. Where's that comment? There we go. Okay, Joe Royal, here's the deal. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying because everybody has their own style and their own format, right? Good videos only follow bad videos. Okay? That's how it works. So try some different stuff. Try some different things, some different styles. Just shoot some stuff, put it out there. If it sucks, don't worry about it. You can leave it. You can take it down. You can repackage it. You can re-edit it. You can, but don't get too caught up in that waiting to do anything. Just keep putting that you'll find your style, and your audience will tell you what they like too.
Yeah, you ask anybody that has a channel and go back and look at their beginning videos.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh
especially
yeah.
being shy in front of the camera and all that. You know, I was like that.
Man, there are so many guys. If you know what, and this is something we should do, Buck. Let's do this sometime. Let's take a first video, and we can blur out the face and the name and show a clip from it, and see how many people can guess what channel that is. We'll pick just channels that have thousands of subs, right?
Yeah.
Channels that are pretty well known, and say, okay, whose first video is this? And all you see is the camera moving around and looking at feet and stuff,
Yeah.
and say, wow, that was, or whoever it is, like, wow, that was Barrows back then. Yeah, really, it was. That was Barrows, and he had 42 subs. That was
did that on one of my,
Jeff.
we did that.
Then. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that on one of my lives one night. We got Barrow's first video.
Right. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. A lot of these channels, their first videos look no better. My first video on YouTube, it's still up. My neighbor was trying to get his truck in his garage at the top of a hill, and he didn't want to shovel the driveway, and the snow was about 2 feet deep. And he about ran into his house. He about backed over his neighbor. And I was just sitting on the front porch laughing at it. And that's still up years ago. It's like a decade ago. It's still up. Like back when we had snow. Yeah, you keep putting that content out, Joe. You're going to find it.
Yeah, just keep hammering the content. That Big Mike told me that after he got his 500.
And I mean, as you know, anytime you put content out, you do have to risk your ego a little bit. You're going to have people give you their 2 cents. And some of them are wrong and some of them are right. A lot of it's subjective, but there will be channels, if you want to ask them, like, our seasoned content creators in this community, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think would make it better? And they'll tell you. And you can think about it and say, hey, maybe they're right. Maybe I'll make this adjustment here or there. You'll find a place that works. So New Guy's Garage says if I was starting over, I would just do shorts, and then I would find what sticks and refine the content from there. That you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, and with shorts, you're only going to get subscribers. You won't get watch hours.
Well, watch hours are, monetized. You can work on that next year. Right now, you're trying to get on 500.
And see, that's another reason I started with shorts there, was because I was looking for subscribers. I wasn't looking for watch hours. So I shot out the shorts, but I still put the long videos out too. Because that's what they told me, if you're going to do shorts, make sure you have a library of long videos. So you have something else to watch.
When Buck says long videos, understand, he doesn't mean the length of the video. He just means that it's a long format, filmed in landscape, like an actual sit down watch video, not a short. One thing I do encourage everybody here to do, please do this. Make sure you have at least a few videos in long format and get somebody else to film them, or at least on a tripod, so that you can be in it and talk to the people you're filming it for, so they can see you and see your project. And disembodied videos are much harder to sell. There's a few people who really have that down to an art form, like the lock-picking lawyer. He's got his thing, right? But for most of us, they need to interact and interface with us and see us. When think about it, when you go over to a friend's shop, you are never looking over his shoulder just at cars and parts, listening to him. No, you're having a conversation with somebody face to face. Well, it's weird on your videos when you can't. Well, hey, 318 Will Run, thank you much for that. I appreciate it. Is the bracket race on Friday again? Yes, it is. Are you going to run her up again, or are you going to take Joe out and win a bounty, or are you going to make a prediction for us, Tim? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. There's a good guy to watch. There's a good role model for a lot of role model personally too, but to make content on your YouTube channel, how to do a good is 318 Will Run.
Yeah, I just watched a couple of his videos.
He does a good job.
Yeah, and that's another thing. John was talking about use your face. Make people see you, use your face, and I'm trying. I think every one of my thumbnails has me in it. You know.
Andrew Nelson says, find something you're passionate about, make videos. People who are drawn to your common passion will come. Well, when you're passionate about what you're making the video about, it'll be easier for you to make it and it'll show. But people will relate to that. Yeah. And when you have to do a job like on a car or something that you're not passionate about, something you absolutely hate, at least it can be fun. Have a good attitude about it and they can enjoy the content, commiserate with you in a good spirit. Just want it to be watchable. 318 Will Run. We all know I'm nice and let my friend win. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the bracket again. It's going to be great.
Right, the goal was 500 fast.
Yeah. Right. If the goal's 500 fast shorts, right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do recommend doing a few of the long format traditional videos. I'm telling you guys, even if you don't do shorts, make 2-minute videos with a really good title and a good thumbnail. That will help you. Leaving the funny moments and little mistakes in helps show you're human. Sure. That's every video I do.
People like to see failure. I forget what you called it though, with putting that little clip in the beginning of your video.
Oh yeah, like a cold open.
Yeah. They seem to work pretty good too.
I think I made a suggestion to Buck about that last year. He had it. We've all done this, right? You're working on drum breaks and you have that moment when bang, stuff goes everywhere. I said to Buck, I'm like, make that the very opening of the video. And then, then do the video. Because remember, there was a time when Buck didn't have any subs hardly. And he was in these content creator workshops. And we're like, yeah, man, have your break drum explosion open the video. Then people will watch because they want to see how you got there.
Yeah, I had springs flying.
Yes, exactly.
That video did pretty good.
Right. Joe Royal just learned how to make thumbnails using the editor on my phone. Right. So remember, the title is how it gets there. Okay. When you write the title, you have 100 characters. You're putting a message in a bottle, right? And you want that to get anywhere it needs to get. And you have 100 characters to do it. That's the address on the envelope. The thumbnail is what gets them to click on it. So the title gets it onto their screen, right? So some third shift warehouse manager in Wyoming or something on his lunch break is scrolling through YouTube. The title is what's going to get it on his screen, right? The thumbnail is what's going to get him to click on it. And your content is what's going to get him to come back. So really, you need the title. Is that the most important? Well, kind of. Because without the title, it doesn't get anywhere.
Yep, the title is the main search. And
that's all YouTube uses to get it anywhere.
Yeah, moves to the title description and or video description and channel description also. It doesn't use YouTube doesn't use the thumbnail to search. That's just to catch your eye and have people click on it.
Tug Martin makes springs fly. Well, we've all done that. I learned the hard way, about using proper drum break, spring tools and, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was using that day and it still took a flop.
Yeah. Joe Royal says up until now, I just used what YouTube put up. Strongly recommend making a thumbnail.
Right.
And here's my example. Again, we have a lot of new people in here actually today, and sometimes. So last year, and this was actually what inspired the whole idea of doing content creator workshops and just doing this once a month. So Big Mike's Hoopty Barn, we all know and love Big Mike, right? Big Mike was working on his 51 Coronet, I think it was a first start.
Yeah.
And he had this big fireball I don't remember what it was from, some huge fire. And no one got hurt, but it was like one of those whoa moments, right? And when I watched the video, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Why was that not in the thumbnail? And I told that to Mike. I said, man, you need to make that the thumbnail.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking,
I was just going to say that if you make a thumbnail and you have sparks or flames or something like that, put that in the thumbnail.
If there's fire in the video, that should always be in the thumbnail. I can't think of any exception to that. If there is fire in the video, it should be in the thumbnail. I'm just saying, it should. And see this Skip Star Call Garage says, narrate them with ambitious voice. One thing I'll tell you that I think helps. Have you ever heard the old thing from customer service training that says smile when you're on the phone with someone? That works. Because if people know you're happy and you're smiling while you're talking, they will pick up on that. They will pick up that they're happy to be talking with you. And in your videos, it works the same. If you're happy about what you're doing, other people will be happy about what you're doing. They'll want to watch. They'll want to follow. Arrowhead says thumbnails are big for me. Yeah, they are. They're not as important as the title, but the thumbnails are important. They do help. Spread the happiness. Right on, man. Skip must be a business owner. Gets a lot of phone calls to know that. Yeah, it's important. It definitely, you got to have a mood that people want to follow. And while there are people,
and then on the long form videos, the hashtags and the tags, put the hashtag down in the description. I was putting that up in the title there for a while, and then somebody said, no, you put it down in the description. And then you also have tags then too, which are down below. Where it says show more, you go down in there, there's tags.
12 shorts a day, every day, got 500 in a month. That's what Street Fox did. When I found hot spots and dropped 100 in a day, it got me as many as 600 in a night.
Wow.
So you don't have to get necessarily that overboard with it, but man, it works. I'll tell you something that how many of you guys in here are going to be going to a race sometime this spring, be it a test and tune, a drag race, circle track, anything, any kind of motor or car show? How many are going to a car show? How many are you going to something automotive event? You can make 100 shorts at that event easily.
I do at least 50 or 60 at a car show.
Gosh, and think what you can do if you take those 50 and 60 and put out one every day and just schedule them.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you've got content coming out while you're working on other stuff that you don't have to put much editing or anything into. And that totally augments your content.
Yeah, I took a whole pile of short videos at Chrysler Nationals, and I was still putting them out in October and November.
Yeah,
I had many of them because I had a couple different car shows because I load. It's like a stockpile for me. I stockpile them up, and then if I can't come up with a short or something, I already have them in the bank, so I can just throw one in. And now you can go back to one of your old videos and create a short out of a little clip out of one of your videos. I've been doing that too.
Yep. Joe Royal Garage is asking, what is the Chops Challenge? I believe that originated on 6% Recycled's challenge. 6% Recycled's channel. He has a video on that challenge. I didn't know what it was at first either. If I'd have known what it was when he first sent me, I would have known how to better help him tag it. But I've got something for him for that. and it's not a Mopar.
There's a bunch of people jumping in on that. Unfinished Project gave me a comment today because I put my 6-cylinder on there. He said, "Chip, chip."
Now,
Chop.
Joe Royal brings up an interesting point. I have had really good luck with not having a problem with this, but yes, you can't just leave the music in the background. YouTube can copyright it. But if you're doing shorts, you can always put free music over top of them if you want to.
Right. You can. What I do is I edit my videos and kill the sound, and then I go in there and then I'll add sound from YouTube. I'll add a piece of music in there. So then I don't use the sound at the car show.
6% recycled. What's the excitement if everything does as well as you expect it to? That's awesome. I'm glad it exceeded it. I have something for you. It's just a silly. I shot it a couple of years ago. I call it gangsta when you film like this. But I shot it that way, so I got to reformat it. But I'm gonna put it up as a short.
Yeah, and just when you're doing shorts, make sure you film it that way, not that way.
Yes.
That way. It's got to be vertical. And then you can also, like, if you'll ever see some of my shorts, I put clips in from 4 or 5 different videos. I'll just take a little couple seconds each, and you can chop it up and put them in that way too.
But bear in mind too that these content creator workshops and the advice going around has just all turned into shorts. Let's please not forget that the bedrock of a channel needs to be long format video. That should be the bedrock of your channel. And one reason it should be is because, think about this. Okay, let's say you're watching a video that's a fight at a fast food restaurant. Those are all over YouTube, right? Yeah. Like a fight in Popeyes or McDonald's or something, right? They're all over it. And the people filming the fight always film vertically. And what happens? The action gets missed because you got this little window. That's not how your eyes work. Your eyes go this way. Your phone should go that way. It's proportioned like your eyes so that the action is in landscape. I'm not encouraging you to go out and try to find a fight to film. What I'm saying is that for filming things, if you film it like your eyes are set up instead of just vertical because you can, it's actually a better way to film. It's a better way to capture action. It's much more natural to the way you see the world.
Yeah, and a lot of my videos, I had a hard time getting from 20 minutes down to 15 and then down to 10 and then down to 5. But it took me a while to learn how to edit it and just keep it from 5 to 10 minutes.
So Street Fox kind of brings up something about losing subs. I'm going to tell you, YouTube has a thing. I know they say this isn't a thing. I'm just kind of using it. They kind of audit you. Not that it's not necessarily a real thing, but they have some way that they kind of put subs in a queue and verify them, and it's part of the formula whether you get to keep them. Never be discouraged because you lost some subs. They can go back and forth, but if you keep doing your part, you will continue to go up. I have never seen anybody stay at it and go down, ever.
Right. Yep, and then if you fall out of your consistency, out of your, say you're doing, like I was doing a video every other day and then a short every day. Now, if you fall out of that, it seems like it takes forever to come back up again, because I believe YouTube sees you as a content creator, and they're expecting you to be putting it out at that certain time.
BTP in the house, they put up a fun little short today. If you like Steve Irwin, you will watch that short. I had a real kick out of it.
I missed that one.
I've always said Blake is one of the most creative people on YouTube, and every now and then I'll watch something that's just like, yeah, that's Blake. Show the shop dog, 100%. I'm telling you, I kid you. I was talking with my mom about this a couple days ago. I'm not even kidding. if she did a YouTube channel about my dog, it would have more subs than me. My dog could go to the No Name Nationals on his own channel in September.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yes, Copperhead.
Yes, Copperhead Customs knows what's up. He's a good one. He's a good one to get inspiration from. Long form videos are much better for your channel to follow and contribute. Yes, that's true. Shorts should be augmenting your channel, not what your channel's built on. I get more comments when my dog licks my face than on the ground working on car. That's the way. You know what? That's what I said to John Cope. We were talking about getting subs to build the channel. I don't remember what the catalyst was for this, but Cope said something to the effect of getting subs for content. And I said, well, just remember this. No matter what you're doing or how cool it's on, you will get more subs if you shoot a bottle rocket out of your butt crack into the street than any car you could ever work on, no matter how cool it is. Because that's what people watch and that's what people click. And well, okay, here's a perfect example from a few weeks ago. There's a channel I shall not name who has a couple hundred subs and gets maybe 100 or 200 views on a video, on a good video, and has one video with almost 10,000 views. And you know which video it is? The guy's crack was hanging out while working on the car in the thumbnail. Now, that says a lot about what viewers will click on, but isn't that sad? To have more than 10% of your channel's views in a lifetime on that.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily.
I would definitely cut that out.
Should you can 500 good, honest subscriptions, and there's plenty of time to do it. Yeah, people love a trainer. Road Beer, we were just talking about you. Road Beer has been just climbing through that field and leapfrogging people and getting it done, man.
Yes, Twisted Wolfhard. Show no crack.
Yeah,
I would definitely cut that out.
So not my bag. I just
I wouldn't show that.
Everybody has different standards, I reckon.
Yeah, even if they did like it, I don't think I would show it.
Road Beer says, couple of good ideas I feel hit me lately. Yeah. When I first saw Road Beer Garage register, I'm like, we have no idea what this channel's going to be, but man, you're getting it done. I'm liking it. So see what happens. And Chris Greenaway is randomly asking about any performance upgrades to a 460. Well, Chris Greenaway, I haven't done any performance upgrades to a 460 in many, many, many years. I don't own a 460.
Well, there's a lot out there.
I got to remember to do my videos in landscape. I got used to doing shorts. And that, to me, is part of the plague of doing shorts. Because you think about it, you have all these people that got used to filming vertically, and I hated it because it's so much better to film horizontally. And then what happens? We finally start getting more and more people turning their phone this way, and then the shorts thing has them going back. They're like, no, we finally had that fixed. Yeah, Unfinished Project says my good videos suck, my crappy videos do well. I'm telling you, my video, I thought one of my best videos, it was so much fun to watch. It was a neat adventure. Taking that 318 to Louisiana, stopping in New Orleans, Jethro barking, scaring a street performer, delivering that engine to Hayden, the crawfish boil. It was a great video. Didn't get the views, under 1,000. Two drunks at a football game yelling at each other and the Virginia State Police tossing them. 250,000 views and climbing. Just goes to show you. Buck, learn, John, screen share. Yeah, I know, Blake. That's not the reason I don't do that, though. It has nothing to do with, I know how to do it. There's a reason I don't do it, though.
You flip
Skip
the video and
uses
edit.
a Panasonic V180. I will say it's great to give tips on different cameras to use. When we get to where people are just making more content, we can get into more equipment and stuff. But for right now, just make the content. I don't want to see anybody waiting a month to make a video when they can just be making them with their phone. I mean, the capability to use the full capability of an iPhone now can do some great stuff. Man, you can film in 160. You can film in 60 frame per second, 4K, 60 frame per second with an iPhone. Sound is good and everything.
Yep, I've done that a few times. Just use my phone instead of the GoPro.
You could make TV commercial quality video with a phone now. Back to the Death Pumpkin. So, Blake, have you adopted that name? I've seen it thrown around. Phone is easy and always with you. Joe Royal, that is actually a much deeper comment than you may realize. It's always with you. That means you can always grab that video.
Right.
Like when you see the person getting ready to back out of a parking space and run into something, and you know there's nothing you can do to stop it, but you have your phone and can film it. Hey, how about
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times I don't think about it,
yeah.
and then I miss it.
I should have been filming when I broke off that piece of the extension today. I should have. I knew I should have. I just didn't. That was fault of mine. Finished project wants to know that name's official. He'll start posting Death Pumpkin again. That is so unfinished project. Yeah, by all means, use a phone. But I mean, you can use other stuff, but don't. I'm just saying because this is the Content Creator Workshop is designed for people with fewer than 500 subscribers. And the only thing I just don't want to see is somebody wait to make videos until they think they have the equipment and they think they have the editing. That's what we don't want.
Use what you got.
Yes.
Run with your brung. You know?
I managed to get 2,400 and some subscribers with a phone. You don't have to, you don't have to use sophisticated stuff. The equipment won't make you better. Your experience will make you need to get better equipment eventually. Twisted Mopar says, my iPhone makes good videos, have no sound, very low sound.
That's weird.
Yeah, Dennis, if you want, you can get with us because my sound is very good on my phone.
Right.
And Dennis, what you made is a clip-on mic for that, which is super easy to do. What do you do for that, Buck?
He might have noise cancellation or something clicked in his settings.
6% recycled, right? He's his old iPhone, yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Where you got a whole lot of pocket fuzz in your microphone.
Yeah. You don't have to use the phone that you carry. If you have an old phone, it might have a perfectly good camera. And if you think about it, if you transfer everything into your current phone, you can free up all the memory on your old phone and then look how much video storage you have on a camera you already have. It's already paid for. You already know how to use it and everything.
Yeah, my iPhone 7 has 256 gig. That just lays around.
New Guy's Garage says what it all comes back to. Pretty much the key to getting subs is making videos. Yep. Yes. Twisted Mopar says mine goes away, then I have to yell in it. Went through the segment. There's something going on there, my man. Something.
Yeah.
There's something. We can try to help you if you want. Just holler at us. Copperhead has a dedicated phone just for videoing. Yes, some people do that. Mm-hmm. Twisted Mopar Garage, I'm serious about this. Do you have Bondo dust getting in your microphones? I know you're doing body work in there with your phone all the time. There seriously could be something to that.
Yeah. Try smacking it with a hand.
Try smacking it with a hammer. What is this, Schadenfreude Theater unfinished project?
Hey, Twisted Mopar, try somebody else's phone and
Yeah,
and send it to your phone
there you go.
and just for a test drive
Yes.
to make sure it's not the phone losing the audio.
And I know microphones have come a long way. The wireless is still a little more complicated though. The For $20, you can get a microphone. It's just a long, skinny wire with a little tiny microphone head on it. I just throw it over my shoulder and it plugs right into your phone for $20. And that thing will give you great sound even on windy days, noisy machinery, everything. Your sound will be just fine.
Yeah, Joe Roy, I use a toothpick just so I don't put no metal in my phone.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, and
You're
then you get those little floss things with the
Yes.
pick on, and they're plastic.
Right. I'm scared the metal will tear up the charging point or short something. So I use a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Joe Roy used the pick of dental floss. Yeah, exactly. Auto Salvage Outlaw says we use our old phones to film. Yes, there you go. Dawn has a 13. That might be my next. I film everything with an iPhone SE, and you can do great things with it. Recently, Apple did a commercial. They filmed an entire commercial. I'm talking big budget movie looking commercial with an iPhone just to show off what the 13 can do. Pretty amazing. A finished project. My mic cancels out wind and background noise to the point it must be witchcraft. It even makes me sound more handsome.
Oh God, that red hat makes him handsome too.
He didn't have a red hat, Buck.
Yeah, I know.
But if he had a red hat, he would wear it.
Yeah.
I think that if that happens again, unfinished project, we might have to put up a perimeter and catch you. We might declare it game on.
We'll stand at the gate. And that'd be too many people to look through though.
There you go. I had audio issues, so I got a $20 shotgun mic on Amazon. Yeah, I keep telling you, it's so cheap to get a mic that does everything you need it to do. Copperhead Customs, take care.
Yeah, see you, Copperhead.
And Don's still learning how to use it. Well, that's the growing pains of doing this. What can I say?
And well, with the iPhone, it usually don't change much from model to model as far as operating it.
Oh, if Buck shows up at US 13, I might
ninja him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Later, Skip.
Might be heading to Delaware, so maybe I'll look for the red hat. I'll tap everybody on the shoulder with a red hat. Are you unfinished project?
I once found a debtor one time who fled to Oregon and got her served. She was even trying to use a picture of some other house she wasn't living in and put it on Facebook so that it could spread misinformation to me. And I still found her and got her served. I'm pretty good at finding people. One of these days, I'm gonna run into unfinished project.
Yeah. See you, Skip. Yeah, someday.
Yeah. Do any of you guys have any specific questions? We've covered titles a lot. We can cover it now, but what do you guys say? Um, as we were talking with Dakota last night, we're trying to give him an idea, something that might get him a good boost on his channel. And I said, okay, look at it like this. He wants to do some stuff with his Pontiac. It's got a 455. It's a Firebird, right? Or Trans Am. I said, well, okay, how many cars are 1974 Pontiac, Trans Am's the 455? It's small, has a lot of search words in it. I said, okay, how many of them have a spark plug? Well, that's all cars, right? So if in your title you have spark plug, okay, then what do people like? They like broken stuff. So say a broken spark plug. So then make it a question like, how do I deal with the broken spark plug in my 455 1974 Pontiac Firebird, right? Now you've got a bunch of search words. You got broken something in there, a spark plug, and you're going to have all kinds of people rushing in to give advice. That's a title that'll get a lot of clicks. And then in the thumbnail, have a broken spark plug. Dudes with wrenches. There's the guy who knows a lot about doing shorts and a good YouTuber in general and a good guy. Glad you could join us, man.
Yeah.
I had asked dude last content creator workshop. I'd like to have him on as a guest. So we'll work that out. I think this would be great. Cool. Yeah. Dean Stevenson, all your 10 millimeter wrenches are in one. There's one place that we're going to find one day. Indiana Jones in the future is going to find where all the 10 millimeter wrenches go. There'll be a hole in the earth, and they're all going to be in there.
I just saw a meme. They had a 10 millimeter wrench inside a heater hose. I'm like, what was that? Right. Yeah, a 10 millimeter socket, rather, inside the heater hose. I think they were using it as a coupler.
Yeah, exactly.
See you, Mohawk. Happy Easter.
Later, Mohawk. Mohawk, if you want any help coming up with a plan to help make a sub campaign, all you have to do is ask. We'd be happy to help you. You're a cool guy, got a cool car, just a little plan to launch it. Landon's found some 10 millimeters in junkyard. Well, yep, that's see that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I didn't know that. Road Beer says Harbor Freight sells rails of 10 millimeter sockets only. That is an awesome idea.
There's a video right there.
Yes. Yep. You should put that out as a video.
Yeah.
Next time you're over Hazard, yes.
Make a 2-minute video or a minute and a half video. Say, look what I just found. Can you believe this?
Yes. Do a 1 minute short on those 10 millimeter socket rails. That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude Guy's Garage is not going to lie. Just keeping an eye on what's going on in the community and around you and taking advantage of it like a hyped up race. You can put your 2 cents on and get boosted views. Yeah, there's a lot of people know that, Dude Guy's Garage. Mike's car hole.
What's up, Mike? Oh, Road Beer already filmed it. Just got at it.
Yeah, Unfinished Project is doing well with shorts. I will say, though, post your content. There's all kinds of stuff we film, things that even hit the cutting room floor that we can make shorts out of.
Thanks, Max.
Lori's World, Lori Faust. Hey, everyone. How are you? Well, I guess I'm doing all right, Lori's World.
Hi, Lori's World.
Make room in my garage, says Dick Dastardly. Well, if you want to make room in your garage, I'm sure there's some people that will gladly help you with that.
I'm going to help them out with a little bit of that
Dudes
stuff.
with Wrenches. Now, Dudes with Wrenches is post every day, and it will do something. That's my word of wisdom. There's others if you can't do that. Okay. Dudes with Wrenches is one of these guys. If he suggests doing something, you should probably do it because he knows stuff. Smoke Wrench, we'll see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Lori's World is Mike Carhol's sister. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Wow, New Guy's Garage is deplorable. I'll never see that because even though I don't ever intend to ever own a vehicle other than a Volkswagen air-cooled that takes metric, I love metric tools. Like if I have a rusty 9/16 and I can tap a 14 millimeter onto it, you bet. Yeah. That's what I like them for.
Yeah, you can put a metric on a standard, but you can't put a standard on a metric.
Well, they're all mixed in between. Like if you have a real butchered up 1/2 inch, you can hammer a 12 millimeter onto that.
Yeah, but a 13 will take a 1/2 off too.
Well, 13's too big.
Right,
but you could.
But it'll if it isn't real tight, it'll get it off. But and then the 17 is 11/16.
If you have a
16ths.
Well, a butchered up 13 millimeter, you can hammer a 1/2 onto it.
Yeah, yep, I've done that.
See, yep.
And then, 9/16, 14 is tight on there.
Road beer. See, this is the stuff you know when you do this. Road beers is a 9/32 or hammer onto an 8 millimeter. Yes. Right. It would be nice if there was an alternative to metric tools. Stay tuned. In other words, New Guy's Garage is promoting a video coming up on his channel.
All right.
That's what I just read.
He's using an adjustable.
There's an alternative to metric tools called Drive an American Car.
And 6% says you can put anything on with a hammer.
Dean is talking about Corvettes. Unfinished project says 7/16 plus a dime equals 10 millimeter. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're using the open end.
I remember I have the book, the air-cooled Volkswagen for Dummies book that John Muir wrote, like probably 50 years ago. And I remember reading verbatim in there that if you take a file and file on a 3/8, it will nicely fit a 10 millimeter nut. I remember reading that. Because on a VW Beetle, you change your oil, you take a screen out. And it's got a 17 plug in the middle on some of them. But the earlier ones had to plug, but the later ones didn't. You just had, I think it was 6 10 millimeter nuts on studs. And you dropped the screen. Dudes asks an excellent question here. If the world uses metric and America uses standard, why do ratchets only come in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2? Well, because there's not. There is actually another size. I have a 7/16. Well, I don't know what it is. It's like a 7/16 ratchet, but I guess it's like some kind of weird Whitworth or something. But it's between a 3/8 and a 1/2. I can do a video on it. It's in my toolbox, and I don't have any sockets that fit it. I don't know where in the world this thing came from. It's not been modified, nothing. It just has this weird size drive. I should do a short on it and see how many people can figure out what it is.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I've got one. I don't. It's.
Yeah.
I can't use it because there's no sockets that fit it. It's got a button on the back. It's pretty well looking ratchet. I need to do a video on it and see if some of the smart people out there in viewer world could look at that and say, oh, yeah, I know what that is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I've never seen one.
Always talking about getting a Tesla. Oh, man. Yuck. Does anybody have any content creation related questions? While we've got Buck here, Buck is a pro, and anything about getting your stuff out there, that's what the time is for. Again, you guys are in the chat. You're here. You can make of it what you want. We're here for a couple of hours to help.
Yeah, I just thought about, when you do your video description, put as much description in there as possible, and put the year, make, and model in there, and what engine and what you did to it, and what the ring gap was, or whatever you're working with. How much you torque the lug nuts to. Put as much information in there as possible.
38 POS Racing has a 5/16 snap-on ratchet. Never seen that. Captain Deuce is a 7/8 drive. It got rusted and broke. I don't know how anybody could ever break a 7/8 drive, but I say that, but I've seen 1-inch break. The coal mines. I have a buddy that what he does for a living is he rebuilds air tools, and he gets like these inch drive impacts from the coal mines, and they can destroy an inch drive impact.
Yeah, I worked at a tire shop. They used to go through them inch ones all the time, and doing those big Euclid tires and stuff. And Max Wedge says 11/32 for the starter wire. I think a 9mm will fit on 11/32.
Mike's car hole. I have not done one of those conversions since I've been on YouTube, but it is super simple on a Chrysler small block. That's really easy. There's not much to it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube.
All right.
Jason,
Yeah.
I have no clue how to do that. I just know that you can. You know how to do that, Buck? Do the automatic transfer thing?
What's that with the
Like transfer one live to another?
transfer one live to another? How do you
I know it could be done. I just don't know how to do it. I've never actually had it work.
That's the redirect. I think that's what he's talking about. To take everybody from here and then go to the next
Right.
live.
The redirect, yeah.
Yeah, you go into the live you're having, and then you go into customization, and down in there it'll say add redirect, and then when you go in there you can pick out what live you want to redirect it to.
Lori says, "What's your favorite brand of tools?" I prefer Craftsman. That's my mainstay, is the older Craftsman. I like some of the old Snap-on, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
I actually prefer Craftsman's wrenches. I never liked that sharper profile of the Snap-on. But Snap-on will get in places the Craftsman doesn't fit.
see you, Joe.
Well, later, Joe Royal, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I have some Craftsman stuff, but I mainly Snap-on. I started as a mechanic as a kid, and I just started buying. Well, I still have tools from 1983 when I first bought my first set.
38 POS Racing says about collaborations. What's the best way to divide the content? It's going to be different for everybody. I mean, what part are you doing? What's your specialty? How do you want to do it? I mean, I remember when I collaborated on an engine with just Mopar Joe. He did the heads, and we put it together with the short block at his place. I did the short block at my place. Whatever. I mean, just figure out what works for you. It's a win-win for both of you if you just think about it and just have fun with it and do it.
Well, Road Beer Garage, Tony's Hot Rod Garage just started up making stickers. I think he's making stickers, or is it shirts and hats and stuff? I don't know about stickers, but there's so many different places.
So these that I have were done by Schultz Sign Company, okay, and they do a lot of the merch for a lot of channels here, like Bad Tree Productions, Just Mopar Joe, Duddy's Adventure. They do a lot of that. I know that locally I have stuff done at Signorama, but where a lot of YouTubers are getting stuff done is a place called Sticker Mule. MULE, Sticker Mule. That's where 2X Garage gets his done.
Yeah, I haven't tried those guys yet.
6% Recycled is reminding me that Junkyard D asked how community posts work. You want to grab that one, Buck? How community posts work?
Well, community posts are you can if you in a video or something, you can hit the share button and create a post out of it. The community post goes out to your subscribers. It doesn't go out to the whole YouTube world. So you can put polls up in there. You can just put text. You can put a picture. A lot of people just put pictures up. Look, I was at the car show, and video coming up soon. But it's pretty easy. You can either click on the video you want to share, or you can just go into your community tab and create one on your homepage.
Yeah, community tab is like a bulletin board. That's the idea.
Right.
New Guys Guitars here. This is pretty gnarly how I almost lost my eye video. I once had a flathead screwdriver, flip over and go between my eyeball and eyelid one time. And it scratched my eyeball, and I was wearing an eye patch for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
I was really fortunate there. Yeah, I don't get notifications for community posts either, Loki. I hate that. I wish I did.
Yeah, they just show up on your home screen.
Captain Do, what are you asking? How many bell housing bolts on a Mopar small block? I don't know off the top of my head. Are you talking about the ones on the dust shield? Is that like the other two? Because that's the same pattern, buddy. It's the same. There's only one torque flight that's different. I've only ever seen one.
See you, Robeer.
Auto Salvage Jaws, I'm not sure what you're talking about, my man. He says his wife's channel doesn't. I'm not sure what that is. Road Beer is cooking some shrimp and grits. Cool, man. That sounds neat. You gonna film it? You gonna film a little bit of that? Put us up a short of cooking some shrimp and grits? I'd like to see that. I had some shrimp yesterday. Man, I'd love to go see my friend Hayden have a crawfish bowl. It's that time of year right now. He made me hungry with that. It's the top bell housing. Like somebody put an extra 2 bolt. I don't know what that is, man.
Yeah, I never.
Oh, doesn't get notifications. So there's a problem in the settings of YouTube that we need to investigate and share on here when we find it. 2X Garage, I cannot choose to select notifications for his channel. There's something in there, and he's been all through it. We can't find it. So on my screen on 2X Garage, I'm subscribed to him, but there's the bell, and it's got a slash through it for no notifications. And when I click on that and try to change it to notifications, it immediately just blinks off of it and goes back to no notifications. I don't know why. I do not know why. But there's some mystery setting we need to figure out. And we think it had something to do with a kid's setting when he first started the channel, but there's something lingering in there. And I don't know what we got to figure it out on his, because I know that affects a few people. It may affect hers too.
And I think somewhere you can click the notifications for all your subscribed channels.
Well, New Guys likes to tag a lot of people, is what he's saying there, putting subscribers in the comments. So what he's saying is you can do this. You can tag people in the video description. You put @ and you'll put their channel name and then start typing it, and it'll, give you a selection. You click on the one you want. But tagging people's good, helps to get them to see it, especially if you need them to see it when it comes up.
Right, because I get a notification that I was mentioned in a video.
Correct. But it's a quiet crowd today. We thought we would do this. We kind of asked around the last couple of lives when you wanted us to do this. So today's the day. And if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. If it's something we don't know, no problem. We'll find out. But
Auto Salvage says his wife doesn't get notifications on her channel. That's what he was
Captain
telling.
Two, that's all the same bell housing, my man. Have you tried turning off a bell to another channel? Maybe you've met your limit. I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I've
I
never
didn't know
really
there
thought
was a
about
limit.
that. Well, I've got over 600 subscriptions. You think I'd have found it out long before now. I think it's something with Jeff's channel is what I think it is. Pretty sure.
I didn't know there was a limit.
I don't know that there is. I don't know that there is.
Well,
I've
like
never
I said,
heard of such a limit.
yeah.
I know there's definitely a limit to how many you can actually keep up with. Now, that's a very real thing.
Well,
But
that's what happens to me. Some of the channels that I have that many channels now that some of them don't show up in my notifications right away.
yeah.
It's like Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. He did an April Fool's video and it didn't show up till today.
Oh man. Oh, I saw Big Mike's.
Yeah.
I nobody got me this year. That was a good one though. Hey Dean, are you planning on flying into the No Name Nationals? I had thought I had heard maybe you were.
Yeah, he said he's 8,032 miles away from Sykeston.
Well, I mean, it's a plane ticket is what it is.
Right.
You just need to make sure. I guess you'd fly into St. Louis.
Right, and then JB said he'll go pick him up, and I said if JB don't pick him up, I'll pick him up.
Yeah, you'll get a ride. It won't be a thing.
Oh yeah.
When is the best time of day to post? Well, any time of day is better than not posting at all. But what I'm hearing, and Buck, you can give your 2 cents. What I'm hearing, the best time is consistently first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
What say you?
I've been posting like 10:30 in the morning. There is a place in your analytics. I think it's called engagement or audience. One of the two. There's a chart down there, and it shows where your viewers are most. Most of your viewers are watching, so you can post. I think it's a couple hours before that to give YouTube time to throw everything out there.
All right. So Unfinished Projects asking a question. He's actually asking 2 questions. People posting links to the end of their videos, that's the end screens. So when you're actually publishing your video in your studio, you'll see a place to do that. So you have the monetization, the titles, you'll do all those in different steps. And that's one of them, your end screens, title screens and all.
Yeah.
As far as thumbnails, there's a bunch of different ways to make thumbnails. You can make them in a third-party thing like I use Publisher, or you could make them like TubeBuddy or different apps for your phone. You can just use a picture. You can just use a picture alone. But if you do it, make sure it's a horizontal picture, and best is do your settings at 16:9 widescreen setting, because that's actually what YouTube wants for your photo. But I'll take the photo, usually go a step farther, and I'll put text on it or do some editing or something like that. But you don't have to. But yeah, that's how you do it. And then on your very first screen, when you're uploading your video, will give you an option to upload the thumbnail.
Right. I do my thumbnails on my video editor, and then sometimes I'll do them on my phone.
Now, 6 is not a sin number, Captain Do. Apparently, I don't post properly. I don't see any of that. Maybe you're doing it from the phone. I knew it. I stepped away and everyone's talking 6s. Yeah, 6% recycled. Captain Do says 6 is a sin number. Yeah, it was funny. I was at one of my aunt's house. I was at one aunt's place. The other aunt was there. And I asked him, hey, what's your favorite number? Mine's 11. Mom's is 6. My other aunt is 7. The other aunt said, I don't have one. I just somehow knew she wouldn't have a favorite number. I just knew that. I thought about everybody had a favorite number.
Yeah.
What's your favorite number, Buck?
27.
20. See, everybody has a favorite number. Who doesn't
And
have a
guess what?
favorite number?
And guess what my car number was last year? 72.
Oh, well, so I know you didn't get 27. What's your favorite number, people in the chat? I'm just kind of curious. Turbo Tom is 3.
Yeah. I say Big Block 402. Yeah, there he is. Hello, Big Block. 4.
See, Auto Salvage Outlaws is 7. Big Block 402 is 4. New Guys Garage is 1776. Bad Attitude C10 is 7. Junkyard D is 21. Unfinished Project is 13. Look at that. See, I knew it. I knew they would all have a favorite number.
Yeah.
And Max Wedge Dick Dastardly's favorite numbers. I've got views post 11. 500 by morning doesn't make sense. That's an incredible number. Levi's is 39. Yeah. Twisted Mopar Garage is 1.
Yeah. And, Max, it also depends on what day of the week it is too. Like I see more action on like a Friday and Saturday and sometimes Sunday than I do during the week. Because you think about it, people are sitting out at the bar on a Friday night or Saturday night or something. They're just flipping through. That's what I look at it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but you just never know.
Big Block 402 is asking if somebody else is going to call him out. Well, just sit back, Stephen. There's a lot of people that want a piece of you. I wouldn't stress.
I thought Bad Attitude did call him out.
We'll see. There's still 165 more days to see what actually shakes out. Yeah. But I know that they're both registered, and Bad Attitude C10's got his subs, so it's all on them now.
Yeah, I thought Bad Attitude put a video out of calling him out.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking for that one. That'll come to light here soon.
Yep. Because I think he called Casper out, and he called. Did he call Dr. Art out or not? I forget. He was calling the trucks out.
Oh, there's all kinds of call outs out there. Yeah, that brings up a good point. If Big Block 402 didn't see it, so if you make a call out or any video you need another channel to see, tag their channel in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Mopar Joe in the house.
Just put at in their channel in the description, or you can even put it in, if it's a short, you can put it in the title too.
38 POS Racing's favorite number is 59. That's a great number, man. Oh, he did? Okay. Well, things fall through the cracks, man.
JMJ.
Looking forward to it. All right, Mopar people. Just Mopar Joe in the house.
Yeah.
Joe, you have any words of wisdom for these guys aspiring to get 500 subscribers? You've managed to get 520 times over.
Twisted Mopar, we can still call you out.
Twisted Mopar, yeah, but I'm telling you, the first 100 are way harder than the next 4. Just Nitrous Joe. Dean Stevenson says.
Yeah, there was JB called me out last year.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I had 250 subs at the time.
Well, regardless of who calls who out, the main thing is if you make videos about each other on the call out, it will help both channels.
Right.
Total a win-win for both. Yeah, you want to be one of those guys that's helping other channels, not the guy running around with an auger putting a hole in their hull like, a very few people. Levi's saying 28-10-5 is going to be wild. I hope so. Scarlett's asking how Joe likes the TTI headers. Well, I can't speak for Joe, but he did put out a video saying the best header for your Mopar. Now, Joe is suggesting, this is Joe's advice here. I definitely recommend that guys out some kind of action in the first 30 seconds of their video. Try to set the hook. That's excellent advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that video advice or picking up women, Joe? I think that's Twisted Mopar runs a 32.14.5 W. Check it out, though. You could put a 28.10.5 on your car, try to work on the tuner a little bit, running that class. There are people who run 28.10.5s and take the big tires off to do it. So, in fact, Redbeard did that last year. He had never run on 28.10.5s until that event. I saw him pull up on sticker tires in the staging lanes, and he just did it.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
Yeah, 32.14.5 steamroller. See, it's funny because having run a Dodge Dart with that small wheel well, 26.8.5 is a slick for mine, right? And so to me, 28.10.5, I don't consider that small tire at all. That's a big tire to me.
Big tire for you.
Twisted Mopar, I'm actually set to run much bigger. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Joe says hopefully his next video will be a header install. Yeah, cool. Yeah, listen, Street Fox, check this out. He said, you must be close to 81. Just thought I heard a Jake break. I-81 is about 100 yards, well, that way.
Hey, can't you see your house from 81? No?
You can.
Yeah.
You can. You have to know where it is to
Yeah,
you
exact
can
spot. Right.
Bad Attitude C10, I did ask about that. I will get back with you on that.
Well, Street Fox has some good hearing because I didn't hear it. Unless he has.
I don't hear it because I'm used to it. Oh,
Yeah.
man, when a tire blows out, oh my gosh, it's loud. Twisted Mopar can go 33.18.50. Man, why? Colleen says best place to buy a manual steering box for an A-body. Man, I don't know. I've found a few at junkyards over the years, but
No, I just saw one that was in Delaware. It was $120, but
yeah.
kind of far away.
Joe's complimenting Buck on his involvement with the community. Great, neat networking.
Thank you, Joe. Well, that was one of the things that you guys talked about in the workshops last year, is to get involved. You know.
Yep, for real. Street Fox has headphones on. He's got his bionic ears going.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Hoth says PST has new manual boxes. Where are they made? China? Because I know all our front end stuff is.
Yeah, there's some new boxes out there. They're a couple $100.
Yeah.
And then there's some for $600 even too.
Well, yeah.
But it all depends on what you want.
New fast ratio manual. Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions or anything? I'll tell you, there's still 20 channels that are registered, who are registered, that need to make it to 500. And, 165 days is it's plenty of time, but it'll fly by. And we are more than happy to one-on-one, even if not in this format, but one-on-one, help you guys get set up. Hey, Twisted Mopar, 32.10.5 won't get you in 28.10.5 class. 28.10.5 will. But remember, it's 8th mile. So if your car is set up for the quarter, you're afraid you're going to run out of gear, do remember that it's a 660-foot track there. Stephen Holtz says autocross guys on for A-bodies only. Well, for A-bodies only is a whole nother world. The Dodge Whisperer, what's up, man? Finally caught alive. Yeah, this is our content creator workshop. Mr. Noah, glad you could make it. This is where we try to just offer time to just help channels who are working on getting their 500 subs. But of course, everybody's welcome. Joe has recommended to Twisted Mopar Garage to buy the tires and a Pro Bracket radial. You'll love them. If Joe gives you drag racing advice, you should take it. There's a lot of people who give drag racing advice who shouldn't, who aren't drag racers. Joe is a drag racer. Yep, and Joe just put up the link for the Dodge Whisperer. Thanks for that. Yeah, I agree. He was a pleasant surprise to No Name Nationals. He, did one of those rehabs on a Barracuda, actually painted it, which we're like, oh no, that's like the bottomless pit of time. But he still did it, and it still ran, performed all weekend, got the high 7s with it. I'm like, wow, what a showing from that cat. And started the channel from scratch. I mean, let's not forget that. He's another good one that showed how it's done. Go back and look at his stuff. If you want to see what the established channels did, so go to my page where I have the No Name 500 guys. Down below that, I have the No Name 500 alumni. Okay? And you'll see, among other people, the Dodge Whisperer. Go back and look at the dates on their videos and look at what they were putting up between January 11th and in September. And you'll see what they did, what kind of content got them there, what kind of views it got.
Yeah, go back to their beginning videos and skip through and take a look.
Just Mopar Joe's saying those 28.10.5s, his buddy went 5.15 on them. How do you not burn out on the video editing? That's a great question. And all I'll say is this. It is so easy to pile yourself up with more editing than you can handle, and it burn you out. People tend to over edit and do too much stuff. Start simple. Keep it minimal. That's why I'm telling people, and more people should try this. Put yourself on a timer to make the best video you can in 1 minute. And I'm telling you, those will take off. And then what you'll do is you'll just add things as they're necessary, and that will keep you from doing too much and getting burned out. It will go a long way.
I do it in little spurts, so maybe an hour at a time or a half hour, 45 minutes. I take a bunch of clips, I put them down in there, and then I go in and I chop them a little bit more even. But it'll take me a few days to get one video out. Well, now I'm making a little bit longer ones too, but when I was doing the 5 and 10 minute ones, I was putting one out every other day. So, but I would still do it in spurts. Yes, and Steven.
So I saw, this is something a friend of mine just sent me, just landed on my phone. I'll put it up. I don't remember reading this. He who is without oil shall throw the first rod. Compressions 8-7 to 1. It's pretty clever.
I'm trying to following the lead of a restoration channel. Yeah, if you can do a video without editing, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm not that good, so
To finish projects, he follows the lead of a restorations channel.
Yeah.
That's correct. So yeah, if you can go straight from the grinder to the JB Quick and not edit out a thing,
yes.
money.
Yep, those are so easy. I've done a couple that way, and maybe I'd chop a little out at the beginning or end where there's dead space, but those ones are the best ones.
Just Mopar Joe.
Easiest.
He's saying don't be scared to cut the camera off if you're doing a long step in a project. No one needs to see 8 pistons knocked in. Correct. I will give Joe a little ribbon. I remember a couple years ago, if Joe did rocker arms, he showed you 16 rocker arms, right? but yeah, he's exactly right. I mean, do a few, and then the others, if you want to show them, just do them on time lapse. But people don't want to see you set lash 16 times unless you're doing lash on something exotic like a 283. Then we're riveted to see how you do lash on every one of them. Hello, Shopcat. I need to watch that video Shopcat just put up. That looked like it's going to be some fun stuff.
Hi, Shopcat. Does nothing special.
Oh, does nothing special. What a fun username. Hey, does nothing special. That's great. Unfinished project says Dart Sport. Yeah, we're coming up on the end of our time here. So if anybody's got any last questions, it's been fun hanging out with folks. Not a lot of questions today, but again, if you guys need any help, we're here to help you in between. If you say, hey, can you guys help me make a game plan to make a run at getting these subs? Please feel free to reach out and ask. It's a whole lot easier for us to help you make a game plan with 165 days to go than 30. So yes, we want everybody to make it.
And you can reach us either through email. A lot of people have email on their about page. Or if you can't find the email, leave a comment in one of our videos. Say, hey, I need some help. Can you please get back to me?
Just make a comment. Make a comment on this if you want to.
Yes.
If you got a question for Buck, and I'll forward it to him or put it on his channel. Just reach out. We want to see everybody make it.
Yeah. I've connected with a bunch of people with just comments in the video, in any video, because I look at every comment. I also reply to every comment.
Unfinished project says post content, good, bad, or ugly. It builds experience. Correct.
Yes, that's correct.
I once had a guy ask me. I was at a match, at an IDPA match, and this has probably been, it's probably 2 years ago. I had a guy ask, he had some barrel problem with the barrel in his pistol, and he said, yeah, I put this in for more accuracy. And I said, you know what the most accurate barrel is a factory barrel with 10,000 rounds through it. He said, how does that make the barrel more accurate? I said, the barrel doesn't need the 10,000 rounds. You do. Just tell like it is.
Lash on a 283, I do that with my eyes closed.
You do it with your eyes closed and the lifters. You do it with the eyes closed and the lobe up on the lifter.
Yeah.
The Twisted Mopars, I think we need some creative criticism looking over. Hey, I am happy to help you, Dennis. I am more than happy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to offer this to any registered no-name 500 guy right now. I'm going to offer this. And I can't speak for Buck or Barrows or any of them, but any of them want to participate and all, we'll see what we can do. I'm happy to set up a private StreamYard with you guys to help you one-on-one work on specifically on your stuff and help you make a game plan for your 500 quest. I'll extend that to any registered No Name 500 channel. Happy to help.
Yeah, I would like to do that too, but I only have certain times I can do it. But I can do it.
Same thing, 38 POS Racing. I'm happy to. Let's just for example, let's just say some weird time in the evening. And it does, and with that one, it doesn't matter if it's during someone else's live because it would be private. It wouldn't be broadcast to YouTube. So we could do it during a time I normally I wouldn't run a live, like just for example, I wouldn't do a live over top of the Pontiac Power Hour, right? Thursday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. But since it would be private and not broadcast to YouTube and stepping on their time slot that they do such a wonderful job of, I'd be happy to use that time with you guys private. We still use StreamYard. It would still look just like this. It just wouldn't be broadcast to YouTube. There wouldn't be a chat.
Right.
But I'd be happy to help any of you guys like that.
It's just like FaceTime, but StreamYard.
Just Mopar Joe says, cut out the dead spots. If you have a long video with dead spots, agreed. But do remember, too, Joe can do longer videos because he has over 10,000 subscribers now. He's earned that. If you're new, start with that 1-minute video, more 1-minute videos. And when you get to 10,000 subs, you'll have a lot of people who want to watch a half-hour video.
Yeah, and I want to put a plug out for Arrowhead Garage. He's a photographer. And he knows a whole lot about cameras and doing
cool
things. So he's willing to chat with you.
I did not know that.
Yes. Yeah, you've been on my channel for a while now.
Well, Captain Dude, here's the thing. Old Ginger Billy, let me tell you, there's nothing dumb about that guy. That guy plays a character, but he is highly intelligent. Don't be fooled. That's why he has nearly 1 million subs. He is not dumb like his character. I promise you. That guy is smart. And that is how channels like that get to be so successful. They are not their character. I promise you.
I think a lot of people have watched that 38 special. Set the valves blindfolded.
Exactly. Would you do that on a small block Chevy?
I'd watch that.
You can do that blind, sure, yeah.
Yep.
Joe said I'm almost as smart as my character. Joe doesn't have any of that, that crazy disconnect between his character. He's a good dude all the time, on camera and off. He really is that good guy. Torque Racing Productions hit 1,000 subs last night. Yes, he did. He's a No Name 500 alumnus, and he hit 1,000 last night. Yep.
I was there when he hit his 500.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate all you guys for watching and being in the chat and participating. And if you remember, we're going to try to do this. I try to do it the second Sunday of every month, unless there's some reason that doesn't work. We move it a little bit. But if you have any topics, save them up. Let me know. If it's something I need to do a little homework on, feel free to email it to me. And I can, get it to somebody that's more of a pro at it than I am and try to get you a good answer. And we can talk about it on the live. So just remember, this is available to you once a month in this public format between now and the No Name Nationals in September. So just keep that in mind. We're glad to help. And again, any registered No Name 500 channel, if you want to have one-on-one StreamYard, and if I need another guest with a specialty or some kind to help, I'm glad to try to reach out to them. I'll offer that to you guys. It would be a private StreamYard that would not be broadcast to YouTube, which would free us up to do it more different times. I'll offer that to any of you guys because I truly want to see every No Name 500 channel make it. Last year, we had 70% make it. This year, I want to see it be even higher. Cool. It took Joe 9 months to hit 1,000 subs. He says, I would guess it took 3.5 months to get to 500. So even rock stars like Joe don't get it overnight. But with that, I want to thank all the mods. Thank all of you. Really thank Buck for showing up and hanging out. And
Well, thanks for having me.
yeah, man, loved having you.
Man, it went fast, didn't it?
It did. It's a fun crowd, fun
Yep.
topics, and it was good. So, with that, I'm sure I'll see you guys Friday. Buck will see you guys, I guess, Saturday.
Saturday.
And
Yep.
we're out. Have a happy Easter. Take care.
Night, everybody.